Good morning. Hope you're all doing well. Today, I'm going to be listing 10 albums that I think are perfect from start to finish. All killer tracks, no fillers. So, not necessarily my favourite albums, but just albums that I think are perfect. So, this is in no particular order. So, yeah, I'm just gonna show them as they're stacked. So, first one here is Magical Mystery Tour by the Beatles. Now, I think most of the Beatles albums are perfect. For me, most of them are perfect. You know, Sergeant Pepper, I think, is perfect. Revolver's perfect to me. Abbey Road is perfect. Rubber Soul, Hard Day's Night, they are perfect. But I decided to go with this one. It is my favourite Beatles album. I mean, you've got Magical Mystery Tour, The Fall on the Hill, Flying, Blue Jay Way, Your Mother Should Know, I Am the Walrus, Hello Goodbye, Strawberry Fields Forever, Penny Lane, Baby You're a Rich Man, All You Need Is Love. All great tracks, in my opinion. Love them all. Perfect album. That's Magical Mystery Tour by the Beatles. Next is Beggars Banquet by the Rolling Stones. Not necessarily my absolute favourite Stones album. It's right up there. It's in the top 5 or top 3 Stones albums. Because when I did my Rolling Stones ranking, Satanic Majesty's Request was ranked as my favourite. And as much as I love that album, I wouldn't say it's perfect, because there's one track on there, Sing This All Together, See What Happens, which is basically just like a collage of weird sound effects. It's not really a song. I think that track goes on a bit too long. I mean, it's interesting, but Beggars Banquet is perfect. I mean, they have a few other perfect albums, like Sticky Fingers is perfect. Let It Bleed, Aftermath, Between the Buttons. But this is the one I chose. So in here you've got Sympathy for the Devil, No Expectations, Dear Doctor, Parachute Woman, Jigsaw Puzzle, Street Fighting Man, Prodigal Son, Stray Cat Blues, Factory Girl, and Salt of the Earth. Absolutely perfect. Every track is amazing. So that's Beggars Banquet by the Rolling Stones. Next is The Works by Queen. Now, not necessarily one of my favourite Queen albums, but my favourite would probably be Night of the Opera. But there is at least maybe one track on Night of the Opera which not necessarily dislike, but that I only like but not love. You know, so there's probably at least one track on there that I would say is just okay, but not great. But this, on the other hand, every track on here is great. Like this is perfect. Radio Gaga, Tear It Up, It's a Hard Life, Man on the Prowl, Machines Back to Humans, I Want to Break Free, Keep Passing the Open Windows, Hammer to Fall, and Is This the World We Created. All of these songs are amazing to me. I love them. So yeah, this album is perfect. The Works by Queen. Next is The Rise and Fall of Ziggy Stardust and the Spiders from Mars by David Bowie. Now, this might be my favourite David Bowie album. It's this, or sometimes Aladdin Sane is my favourite, or Station to Station. You know, I do plan to do a David Bowie album ranking at some point, but yeah, I'm just trying to think which one is my favourite, because I actually don't know, to be honest. It could be this one. I mean, this album is perfect. You got 5 Years, Soul Love, Moon Age Daydream, Starman, It Ain't Easy, Lady Stardust, Star, Hang On to Yourself, Ziggy Stardust, Suffragette City, and Rock and Roll Suicide. All fantastic songs. So yeah, perfect album from start to finish. Ziggy Stardust and the Spiders from Mars by David Bowie. Next is In Rock by Deep Purple, and this is actually my favourite Deep Purple album, and it is perfect. You have Speed King, Bloodsucker, Child in Time, Flight of the Rat, Into the Fire, Living Wreck, and Hard Loving Man. Only 7 tracks on here, but all brilliant. Love them all. It's perfect. It's In Rock by Deep Purple. Next is Who's Next by The Who. Now, my favourite Who album is The Who Sellout. There's at least one track on there that kind of brings it down, like the Heinz Baked Beans track on there. I mean, it's a fun little tune, but it's not really. I do kind of skip over that one. But this one is perfect. You know, every song is just amazing. Barbara O'Reilly, Bargain, Love Ain't for Keeping, My Wife, The Song Is Over, Getting in Tune, Going Mobile, Behind Blue Eyes, and Won't Get Fooled Again. This is perfect. So that's Who's Next by The Who. So how many have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's 6 so far. So it's number 7. So next is, you might be a bit surprised to see this one on here. This is More of the Monkees by the Monkees. So this is the second Monkees album. It's not my absolute favourite Monkees album. I mean, it's in the top 3 for sure. It's one of my favourite Monkees albums, but it's not my absolute favourite. My favourite is Pisces, Aquarius, Capricorn, and Jones, or maybe Headquarters. You know, one of those two. But there's at least one track on both of those albums which I think is just okay, but not great. But I love every track on here. You know, you've got She, When Love Comes Knocking at Your Door, Mary Mary, Hold On Girl, Your Auntie Griselda, which everyone seems to really hate that song. But I love Your Auntie Griselda. I love it. It's a great song. I'm Not Your Stepping Stone, Look Out, Here Comes Tomorrow, The Kind of Girl I Could Love, The Day We Fall in Love, which is another track that most people really, really hate. It's a spoken word track by Davy Jones. Apparently, I actually don't know a single Monkees fan who likes this. Like, every Monkees fan I know hates this track. I really enjoy it. I think it's really good. Sometime in the Morning, Laugh, which is another track that most Monkees fans hate, just because it's so silly. But I love it. I just love it so much. And then you've got I'm a Believer. So I think this is perfect. Now it's in a thin cardboard case because it's from the box set, the Monkees original album series. So yeah. Only 3 more to go. Next is Back in Black by ACDC. Not necessarily my favourite ACDC album. I think Powerade is my favourite. And that album too, I think, is perfect. But I don't have that one in my collection yet. But with this video, I just wanted to show perfect albums that I have in my collection. But yeah, this is a perfect album. You know, you got Hell's Bells, Shoot to Thrill, What Do You Want for Money, Honey, Giving the Dog a Bone, Let Me Put My Love Into You, Back in Black, You Shook Me All Night Long, Have a Drink on Me, Shake a Leg, and Rock and Roll Ain't Noise Pollution. Perfect album and amazing. So that's Back in Black by AC/DC. Next is the self-titled debut album by Aerosmith. My favourite Aerosmith album is Toys in the Attic. which is a perfect album, and I think Rocks is another perfect album, but I don't have those in my collection yet. But I think the debut album is perfect. You know, we got Make It, Somebody, Dream On, One Way Street, Mamakin, Write Me, Moving Out, and Walking the Dog. It's perfect. So that's Aerosmith's debut album, and then the last one here is Appetite for Destruction by Guns N' Roses. And this is my favourite. I think this is the best thing they ever did. I don't think they've quite topped this. Well, Use Your Illusion 1 and 2, I think, were close. But yeah, on here you've got Welcome to the Jungle, which it is overplayed. I mean, I will admit, I am, you know, I've heard it so many times, but that doesn't mean I don't think it's a great song, because it is a fantastic song. But it has been overplayed, but it's still a fantastic song. It's So Easy, Night Train, Out to Get Me, Mr. Brownstone, Paradise City, My Michelle, Think About You, Sweet Child of Mine, You're Crazy, Anything Goes, and Rocket Queen. You know, every song is amazing. Even if there are some on here that have been played to death, you know, they're still great songs though. So yeah, that's Appetite for Destruction by Guns N' Roses. So that is, 10 albums in my collection that I think are perfect from start to finish. Let me know. Sorry. Let me know what you think. And at some point I might consider doing a second part of this, like another 10 albums that I think are perfect, because, you know, I have so many other albums in my CD collection which I consider perfect. So yeah, I will do another one at some point. But let me know what you thought of this one, and I'll see you again real soon.